am a woman. I'm a strong woman. I'm intelligent and wise. A beautiful woman. I am a woman. I'm a strong woman. Magnificent. Today's woman. I can be your doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, or an engineer. I could be your mother. Ooh, I can be your sister. I can be a nurse or a judge in the court. I could be a leader, ruling over a nation, all over the world. I am a woman. I'm a strong woman. I'm intelligent and wise. A beautiful woman. I am a woman. I'm a strong woman. Magnificent. Today's woman. The spirit of women is calling, and the voice of unity must answer. Today's woman. Today's woman.
Hello, everyone. Hello, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the kitchen. Okay, where, the pocketbook issue is on the table. How do we cook the food with our job? How do we change the nation with our quality education? How do we empower little girls without being protected? How do we project the future if the children are unsafe? How do we build a healthy nation when rape is the second highest crime that is unsolved? Again, welcome to Second Talk. This is our kitchen table on Saturday. Yes, I'm on time today because I'm home. Life goes around. Please join me every Saturday around this time. Let's have a conversation. If you have something to say, just let me know. If you want to come in, I will send you the link. You will be part of the discussion. Starting next week, we'll start inviting people, women to join in other voice to my voice, to see how we change our nation. It is our responsibility. It is the responsibility of the outgoing generation to make the change that Liberia needs. It is our job to empower the young people to own their future. It is our job to work harder because we know better, or we know more than our parents knew. Maybe our parents knew the best that they knew how, and that's what they did. Not that I believe we know better. Some of us have traveled, some of us are getting higher education, or just having inkling on how our actions or our parents' action or their parents' action or belief have kept our nation stagnant, okay? Or how their belief or tradition has shaped the culture that we have today. How then do we change that culture? How do we make it more livable? How can we be more competitive? How do we impact the young people to give them an opportunity to change without borders or think without boundaries? To ask this question that are pertinent to the development of the nation. How do we help them push boundaries? This is what we talk about here on Saturday afternoon, May afternoon, about our nation, about us as human beings. The war at large, how do we then play our role into this global economy? How do we play our role into this um, technological village? Because the word is connected. You can't say you didn't know. You can't say you didn't hear. You can't say you can't see. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, we can customize it to fit our lifestyle, to fit the future that we hope for, to fit the word that we want to leave for our children and their children and their children. That is our duty. This is what we talk about. So let's have a conversation. I want to talk about a few things. First, I want to start with education. But before I start with education, I'd like to talk about Brian Magel. All of you know the story now about Brian Magel. Brian Magel is the old 60 some year old man, whatever his age, which does not really matter to me, who allegedly, okay, SA a baby, a 14-year-old baby, a 14-year-old baby, okay? This baby father having to be the chief of security or a security in his office. This man is the assisting, okay, the um, assisting or deputy minister for youth and sports, meaning he's the bridge or liaison between the young people and the old people or the nation or the face of the nation per se. So he's in a position of power. He's in a trusted position. Okay. He's supposed to be a trusted adult. He's supposed to be somebody who protects children, who protect young people, who protect the integrity and the welfare, the health of the nation. This is the person that I am talking about. This is the person that the whole nation is talking about. First and foremost, I wanted to reach out and say thank you to a few persons. Okay. Titus Pocola have been diligent in his advocacy. I know everybody like to beat their chest. We the one who bust the story. We the one who brought it out. And then the government act on it. But then if you don't beat your chest, who will beat it for you? Okay. Titus have been consistent. I may have a little bit of disagreement with him, but that's my son. He has been consistent. I've known him for the past maybe 10, 11 years, and he has not changed, especially for the things that he believes in, fighting for women and children, victim of suicidal ill, especially young kids that have been SA from girls to boys. Okay, he have not rested. He followed this man almost everywhere. Okay, went to the family. He's done that from West Point to Nucroton to Nimba to Grand Gide, from lawmakers to the everyday persons. He has no borders. And I can tell that at this point, he has not been compromised because he has stood up for those things and have not changed. So I can speak to that. Titus Pocola, a young man. Okay. Now, let's why is this doing this? Let me go ahead. Please, if you're here, I would appreciate that you share the podcast. All right. Sis Rebecca, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for those of you. I see some of you on the other I can't see you through the other, I can see you on my other phone, but I can see you completely on here. So this is what we're going to talk about. So Brian McGill, I'm going to show his face in a moment. But while I acknowledge that, I also want to say thank you to Tiawan Gonklo. You see, I see young people, old people, Liberian people who literally just got onto social media or just got into the political arena, who actually got few connections, are coming just into the public sphere, will come on your post and say, who are you to say this? So the question I beg and answer is, if you are asking me who I am, how about you find out who I am? How about you find out my journey? How about you find out before you assume that I'm assuming that this person is this, is that? What my role has been in the last 43 years. Yes, I can beat my chest on that. 43 years. I'm not one of those people who say, you know what, I'm getting old. Hey, Emmanuel, I'm getting old. So I would just forget about Liberian people business. I would just align with somebody. I would just take a position, get my own elephant medium, call it a day. That's a lot of people mindset. That's not my mindset. Okay. Dr. Martin Luther King would have said that. Hey, says Yvette. Okay. Dr. Martin Luther King would have said that. If he had said that, all of us would have stayed in Liberia and perished because we would not have anywhere else to go. Okay. If Dr. Martin Luther King or Philip Asa Randolph has said that, okay, all of us who are in the diaspora today would not have been here. Liberia would not be in the position that, because it is in the position, because there's over $800 million coming from the diaspora going to Liberia that is holding up the economy, because everything that they generate in that country, the leadership put it in their pocket for themselves. They are not investing into the children. You know, I watched Libeira with such, not disbelief. I'm not sure what adjective to use. It seems like history continues to repeat itself over and over. You hear people say, this was wrong. Like yesterday, we jump up and down. Somebody like me from Washington, okay, to New York, to even the streets of Monrovia, to the villages in Liberia to make an impact, to talk to people who spoke against certain things yesterday, rape. I remember at one point, I sent hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands of dollars to Liberia for protests. Yes, I did. For people who, SA children, who took advantage of young children to be prosecuted, to be brought to the public sphere. And we have leaders who came to the scene and said, listen, I'm better. I have experience. I will do this. Our children are perishing. Schools are being abandoned. But then I watched the children, their grandchildren. They built private schools that are infants, that have air conditioning, that have cafeteria for eating, okay? That they ride their air-conditioned cars and put their children. They built in no time mansions, okay? Mini mansion, mega mansions. In no time, working for government. You know, when you know better, you do better. I had somebody came and said, or somebody said the other day, when you now see business people become president, then I put out literally most of the US president who all were business. The father of the United States, from Madison to Abraham Lincoln, they were all business people. So Bill Clinton, he owns a law firm. Obama, partnership in law firm. That's business. The Bushes, oil tycoon. Donald Trump, father come from a business line. However, he's running the country, I'm not going to say that. But most of the successful men that have led this country, that we benefit from, that upon their breast that we feed, they were business people. The man who was considered the second father of America, FDR, was a businessman. He used to sell hats. Woodrow Wilson, who gave women right to vote, was a businessman and a teacher. Maybe most of you don't know that. So before we assume and speak, first thing we need to research, because the world today does not just intertwine, it entwines, it tied together, it's woven together. All you got to do is to hand click. You don't have to use regular Google. Okay, we have something called Google Scholar. Google Scholar is a scholarly work that they're accredited, they're verified. Okay, you can go there, it's free, it's an open source. You can go there and say how many presidents, okay, prime minister in England that were business people. The Indian guy that just left was in finance, had a business, married to a business owner daughter who is also a business multi-billionaire. You guys don't know that. Majority of our lawmakers come from business background or who were already millionaire or the parents were well off before they came. They didn't come, yes, they get there. I mean, America is a layout of, man is greedy of everywhere. Liberia is the microcosm of that. But the thing is, though, I can leave from Liberia with $20 in my pocket and be worth millions. My investment, my home, my retirement funds, my social security, as an educator, my retirement for my service. I can come from Liberia, I can come from any third world country for that matter, okay? Based on what my focus is. To go to school, I will get loan, I will get grants. If I sit for the test and I do well, depending on what school I want to go, if I want to go to a university or state university, they will pay me to go to school. Today, a man, I advocated we used to be all over the place crying on Facebook. Now the uncle, the president, he got a job. And I'm going to send this message to my brother, Thomas Awaji. Thomas, you live in one of the most advanced countries in the world. The country that helped the Swiss government to build the World Wide Web, that brought in the Zuckerberg of the world, the Steve Jobs, the Apple, the Bill Gates, the Michael Dell, the Jeff Bezos, the Jasmine Crockett, that gave us Enter Magazine, who spoke for us in 1990 when nobody would tell us, yes, Maxine. That lady is my hero. I can't wait to meet her in November. That will be like the highlight of my life. I'm telling you. Not because she's a lawmaker. It's because when the world turned its back on us in 1990, when America was going to Desert Storm, most of you have not even seen TV yet. Some of you are still drinking in the colloquially way. That means talking it. No disrespect. I went in nation subject to YouTube. Okay. She was the lone voice speaking for Liberia. She and then Shirley Lee Jackson. Those were the voices who spoke for Liberia. You cannot turn your back on Liberia. The senior Bush said we have different priority. Liberia is not an interest at this point. Those were his words. You're fine, you always be there. But his son redeeming George Bush the Jr. Now, please share. So I come back to say to you, it was that my baby, okay? I thought Thomas Awaji wrote and Paul Morris Brown College picture with LU children picture. But I'm going to read what I wrote to him today so you can hear me out before I continue the conversation. I want to read that. I love to write, especially in the morning. That's my concentration time. I'm clear. My mind is clear. Most of you know, especially with my newfound what do you call it? Yes. And somebody came under that post. I'm not going to give them any clout and wrote that in England, in America, university are not free. Private colleges are not free. But private colleges can be free depending on your parents' income, depending on your performance in high school. No, it's not a recommendation by people. It is based on data and statistics over the years that you have been from maybe your middle school days to high school. Because from your middle school, okay, we test our children almost every year, depending on their performance, not just in their schools, but in the districts, in the states, okay? And We test them for gifted. We test them for accelerated. Okay. We provide for them. Like for me, I'm at school. All right. Monday through Friday, we have resource center that a child can come early who needs help. Even if they don't need help, they want to get out of a class and they need to advance themselves to be, and it's free. All right. From Monday through Thursday, there is a teacher for almost every subject, for math, for science, for social study, you may say history, for language art, okay, that is available from about 8:15 in the morning to 8:45. That's 30 minutes. You want them to be stay over. Our teachers are always flexible. You are not allowed to take money. We don't take money from no child. The goal is, if the child is struggling, to get them up to standard. If they're to standard and they need more resources to advance themselves, we are available. That's what we sign up for. To be a teacher in America, you got to love what you do. It's not about the money. Yes, you want to make enough to pay your bills to be fine. It's about the next generation. It's about making impact that nobody can touch. It's not purchasable. Now, let me explain to you in Liberia. In the United States, we have different standards. We got grants. We got different scholarship. We have endowment funds. Let's say, for instance, people who have gone to college that were the first generation of their family to go to college, who made it big or made it middle or made it somehow. They put money into universities and scholarships are available. There are thousands and thousands of scholarships. You just got to find it and you just got to apply for it. You got counselors on every campus who will send you in that direction. You have counselors that will call, they used to do it in person, will go to a symposium and they will explain to you how this works, how they get parents involved. If your children are first-time college goer, you didn't go to college, you didn't even go to high school, there were some people to you to help you to apply for those scholarships. The Harvard, the Yale, some of the biggest, the most prestigious, the most expensive university in the world. Kids go there free based on their grades. Free. Free. My daughter go to a school that's a private university. It's worth an arm and a leg. But based on her grades, all her school fees are covered. I only have to cover a few things, me and my husband. Right here up the street from me, when I came to this particular side of the town, there was a technical college in the early 90s. It was called Gwinnett Tech. Over the year, it has changed and changed and changed. As the population grows, they expand. It's a technical college. Right now, BMW manufacture there. They teach the foreign cars. You want to be a mechanic for foreign models like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, wherever you can do high-end cars. That trade, you go there. You want to be a mechanic. You want to be a plumber. This is how people learn skills. All right. That school, from the early on, the people from Vietnam were just coming in. They could not speak English. They set up a branch that taught English as second language because most of those people were adults. So what the state did was the state provided funding for factory, for organization to hire those people because they didn't just want to give them money free. They work 4 hours in a day. They go to school 4 hours in a day. They learn trade. Those people who came in the early 90s, their children and grandchildren are the engineer of today. They are the Georgia Tech students. They are the Georgia State students. They are the UGA, University of Georgia students. All the school I'm naming to you, they are all state university. Okay? But they rank the highest in the states. The public university. Georgia has about a $40 billion budget at the elementary level. Okay? K1 through 12. It spends 30%, about 30% of its budget on education. Talk to me again. Talk to me. Our primary education is not free. They tell you free is substandard. It does not even end up kids for you. They struggle. You're on Facebook laughing at them. We're talking about the pocketbook issue because that's how we change the story. Okay, we change the story by impacting the young people. We change the story by educating our people. Knowledge is power. You see, David promised to build God's kingdom. I mean, the temple. But let me read it. I will talk about David, okay? And I write this. As an educator in the United States, I say this with love for Liberia. No one who truly cares for our nation can look at the current state of the University of Liberia and honestly call it a proper college campus. In any other country, such a place would have been condemned long ago. The buildings are overtaken by mold, creating a serious health hazard. There is no functioning library to inspire scholarship, laboratory to fuel innovation, no research center to advance knowledge, and not even proper bathroom for students and staff. What stands today is only a shell, not the heartbeat of the higher learning that our youth deserve. And yet, we must remember this failure is not the fault of the student. They cannot be blamed for raising their voices, for protesting, for condemning the basic right to a safe and dignified environment where they can learn without fear of illness or neglect. Their struggle is not selfish, it is patriotic. For them, education is lower, okay, then it's no. For them, education is lower. The morality is ignored. A nation begins to destroy itself, okay, from within. As the saying goes, you do not need an atomic bomb to destroy a nation. Just lower education and morality, and it will self-destroy. This is the responsibility of our government. To invest in education is to invest in the nation's survival, dignity, and future. Let us not run away from this truth. The young people are only asking for the chance to learn, to grow, and to build a Liberia worth of her promise. This is not too much to ask. This is the foundation of patriotism. That is my thought. Okay. Now, I'll show you some pictures here. Look at these pictures. All right. Somebody wrote that. Now, let me explain to all of you here. Me, I all my adult life I've been here. I live in the United States. I was educated here, and I know, and I now serve as an educator. From this vantage point, I cannot help but to reflect on what is possible for Liberia if we choose to make education a true national priority. In America, most state-run universities are either free or heavily subsidized, depending on the student grades and the family income. Many students even receive refunds, not just tuition waiver, but stipend to cover living expenses because education is seen as an investment, not a burden, beyond government funding. Okay. Beyond government funding, countless institutional and private scholarship exist targeted at honor students, B students, first generation college goer, minorities, athletes, and more. Every category of potential is given a chance. In my state alone, nearly 30% of the 40 billion budget is dedicated to education. Think about that. Almost 1/3 of resources set aside to ensure the next generation is smarter, stronger, and more capable than the last. That is how nations are built. That is how poverty is broken. That is how society rises. Okay? Now, by contrast, our government in Liberia cannot continue spending 87% of the national budget on recurring expenditure and mainly on salaries, while making excuses not to invest in the future. That is not leadership. That is short-sightedness. Salary may sustain today, but only education secure tomorrow. And so I must seek I must speak with my head because of what I know, but I also with love. Okay, Liberia can do better. Our leaders cannot keep neglecting education and expect the nation to prosper. We must. And the other part is there. It's on Facebook. I put it there. This is me. Okay, so let's continue on this. Guys, please share this. I'm coming right back, and I'm in the kitchen. I'm about to start cooking. I'm here for 1 hour, and that's it. And we'll call it a day. All right. I don't do more than 1 hour. Now, talk about education, and I talk about uh, uh the McGill, the guy who was put in a trusted position, who has I'm learning that he left Liberia. If this is true that he left Liberia, that was the setup where the chief of police, he wanted him to leave. I'm sure they escorted him. I can bet on it. Okay, just as the guy from but the guy from Jeremiah Poon Hospital, who were over there, all right, over there, the fake doctor, all right, the fake doctor. And what happened? He left the country. He left the country, and they act that they don't know he left the country. They did. They don't know he left the country. Now, this is the guy. This is the guy right here, the McGill guy. Not only are they raping the kids, they're bringing the drugs into the country. Drugs infested in the country. Now you all know all the drugs that they arrested. So let me play this. This is the guy, okay? And all of y'all please tag the UN, what do you call it? Human right. Y'all tag them. Okay?
Minister for Youth
Yes,
and Sport.
that's him right here.
They fool that they got. They all fool right here. That's a made a rape of 14-year-old child in Libeira. 14-year-old girl.
Facebook, this is for,
They all got. They
advocacy
want to look
purposes.
at there. Some kind
Please
of
do not
monkey coming from
how
the
you calling
forest.
me. Yes.
He raped a 14-year-old girl in Libeira. And the reason Pop Greco come up behind me, Greco come, I want to talk to you directly, brother. As a Liberian and as an advocate, and as a father that got 2 beautiful daughters, or 21 years old and a 19 years old, I am so disappointed in you, Greco Coma. You, Greco Coma, I'm disappointed in you. I am disappointed in you, Greco Coma, the police RG. Tell me this. This child was raped on the 30th of August, according to the story. And this doll, the useless fool that passing up and down. This insignificant, stupid fool get a job. Up to now, Joseph Boga, they say Joseph Boga fire him or he suspended him. They say he been suspended. But some people say he get fired. My problem here is not he being fired. Why is it Brian McGill still walking in the street of Libeira and Monrovia without being arrested? Why is it Brian McGill or rapists still walking in the street of our country? Gregor Como, some of us had a respect for you.
I don't.
Some of us here will fight.
I don't. I just want you to know. I don't. Oh, that was not playing? Was it playing? It was. Was it playing? Yes. I don't. Because I know him. Gregory Coleman refused to testify against Wiley, the lawmaker, who a child that was living with him, okay? And he ran away and went to Grand Judah, and they acted like Grand Judah. They acted like Grand Judah was not part of Liberia. And people were going there. He was threatening people. And they went there, what they were going to do to them. And we acted like Grand Judah was not Liberia. And not only that, he took that child that he SA'd, that he impregnated, that had a baby, and ended up with her body leaking fluid that nobody will come close to her all of her life. She will leak till she dies. That particular disease might even carry her. That girl ended up going. They took her. The family took her to Grand Jide. Okay. Now that you know, your daughters should never be put in that particular position or predicament. It's not even a position. It's a predicament. We have a responsibility to the children of the future. We have a responsibility to our little girls to protect them, our little boys to protect them. It is our responsibility. We must. We must. Those who are awake must do so. Okay? We can't stay here and act like we don't know what is going on. Some of us, especially who live in the diaspora, we wake up every night and look in the room to make sure our children, our girls are in bed, to make sure they're protected, to make sure, okay, we are hoping the best future for them. We cannot do otherwise. We cannot be indifferent. And Allah, we don't see what is going on in the country. We do. We do. So why are we pretending? Because they're our family, because they're our friends. That's the problem that Liberia is experiencing. You cannot be both. You cannot speak against something today, yesterday, and today because your people are in position and you act like it is okay. When yesterday it was not okay. How is that okay today? How is that okay today? What make it okay today? Why are we acting as okay today? I see people coming, the people who were cussing yesterday. And you know, the funny thing is, I watched you or Liberian people. Okay. I needed to speak to something else. I started with David earlier, but let me finish my talk on David. You know, David had promised to build the temple for God. But because of what David did, David was war. And God told David, you got too much blood on your hand. You will not build my temple. That's the thing that goes, those who destroy cannot build. They will try, but they can't build. You see, Libeira. Burn it down, we will rebuild it. David fought. But God said, David was the man after his own heart. David had a repentant spirit, meaning David was humble. But when the time came, David had all the resources. He had all the contacts. God said, no, you can't build my temple because your hand is soiled in blood. And your Christian nation, listen, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, all of them have their root from Abraham. Islam, the children of Ishmael, David's first child, the first son. That's why the war over there going on. Because David, according to Jewish tradition, the firstborn child get to inherit. That's why the Muslim people say the land is for them. Or the Islam people say the land is for them. The Jewish people say the land is for them because Sarah was their proper wife, wherever it goes. Okay? So, although God told David, you can't build my temple because your hand is sore, guess what? David decided, yes, I'm not going to leave my child hanging. African people, y'all listen. All of y'all, all day long, you will put your own in your hand and leave and say the child will find their own. In fact, Nima people say, Ma wo ye adagbe never let all this now. And that's not the way we live. The European, they planned for the future of their children. They make sacrifices for their children. So the pain that they endure, their children do not endure the same pain. Okay? And that's how they do it. But when our people, even when you bring them to America, majority of them, you tell them, let me put insurance on you. Oh, you won't kill me? You're already 70-year-old. But when they die, they want to have the fitting burial. They want you to put everything aside, everything you save in your life. Take everything away from your children. I mean, the one talking, and take care of that. Don't let me be seen among my friends then. Make sure the people know that I'm born, but you're not leaving anything with me. I have to do that. So then we have no savings. We have nothing. We start over. Then we become our parents and do the same thing. The cycle of abuse. do the same thing to our children and their children. That's how we do as a nation, as people. And that's what we need to change. But let me tell you what David did. David didn't say, oh, God said I'm going to build his temple. So here what I'm going to do. Since I have contacts, I will build the plans. I will make the plans, and I will leave to make my son's life easier. That's what David did. I want my son's life to be easier. I want the temper to be fulfilled. I want my promise to be fulfilled through my son, saying he has to clean him. Okay? That's what David did. So then David decided he was sent to Syria, I believe, to get cedar wood, customized woods for the temple. He was sent for whoever make the best silk or carpet, Catherine. That's where you were going to go. He was going to send to India to get the best silk. That's the same place. They're from the same region per se. Israel is right there, where the old Canaan, where was the Ottoman Empire, where became the Lebanon, the Syria, the Turkey, the Saudi Arabia, the Iraq, the Iran, the Afghanistan, and all of that right below there, okay? And Pakistan, they're all there. They're all there. That's the same place. He started sending. He got the best craftsmen to come in, give their information, and wrote it down. So the moment David closed his eyes, okay, and Solomon was the king, Solomon had a blueprint. Not only did he have a blueprint, he had instruction and he had resources, okay? He had the human capital or the talent and knew where to go to find these talents to build God's temple. Although the temple was torn down when Rome, okay, the Roman Empire attacked them and bring it down. That's the piece of wall that you see people going to Israel. They call it the Wailing Wall. That the only thing that was left after the Jewish people scattered. But the temple was built. It was there. It existed. The piece of it is still there. Okay? The piece of it is still there. Okay? The piece of it is still there. But David left a print, a blueprint, a schematics with resources, where to find craftsmen, stone cutters, okay? People who could do sculpture, people who could weave carpet, people who could bring silk cloth that would be fitting for the temple. What am I saying this to us? I'm saying this to say, how do we prepare Liberia for the next generation? When you are here, Liberian people, who family people are in the position of power, because they are enjoying and telling you, oh, other people government do not, that is a lie. If your child in America get all B's, okay, especially in the state I'm in, and they go to a state school, at least a 3.3, 3.4, 3.5 child, they will get their school fee paid, they will get pocket change to live off of, anywhere every quarter $3,000 to $5,000, depending on if they were diligent enough to apply for other scholarships. But that is just the Hope Grant and the state Pell Grant I'm talking about. They don't have to take loan. If they were A student, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, 4 point and above, all throughout the high school year, okay, and got a 1350 minimum on the SAT, that child can go to Harvard, Yale, wherever they want to go. They will literally go to school free and still have money put in their pocket. My daughter chose the school that she wants to go to, and it was not the one that gave her the highest money. The one that gave us the highest money, she didn't want it. Some of them, she said, they're too noisy. They're in the heart of time. She didn't want to be there. Okay. If some of the one that I chose, she have gone there, I would not have to do anything. The one that she goes, I don't have to pay anything out of pocket. It's almost a set figure tuition, but based on her intelligence, honor society, scholarships. Okay? And she's able to do that. So when the people are telling you, hey, Anthony, that, oh, America school is not free, that's not entirely a true statement. And some of them who talking, that means they didn't go to college here. But I'm into education. All right? It is the responsibility of the government, hey, Lenore, to educate the people, especially from K1 through 12. How do you not? Ghana right there. Switzerland, where we take all our money and carry to. Holland. So when y'all come on Facebook, the things that y'all stood against yesterday, and today you make excuses for it, then it becomes everybody's voice, the Republic of Liberia. And the Republic of Liberia is the children. They don't have voices. It is the future. There is no nation without children. You know, today, Japan is bringing in Indians because they start having children, because the population is phasing out. But you know why they're bringing Indians? Because they're educated and not just bringing people. They're bringing the brightest of the brights. Hey, LRB, that's what I'm asking. When you watch your young girls being taken advantage of by people in the position of power, and your tight lip, all of our protested yesterday against George Weah-led government. We had 1,000 people, young people, SA, in 90 days. We took the street until George Weah declared the state of emergency. If he did something about it, that's a different story. Today, just this year, we have over 2,700 plus based on data and statistics. You see your little boys going to grown men's house to be SA. They don't even know what they're doing. That's so they can eat. You know the kind of nation you're ruling? Hurting people hurt people. You have the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. Instead of saying, okay, Neiman University, all the children, y'all go take the test, y'all pass. We're gonna influence because we're in a position of power. Talk to the government, talk to the caucus, all the community universities. There should be no registration. When my kids go to school, they don't pay for registration for the community college. They go in, they take the test based on their grades. Okay, those who came from high school with certain grade average, they look at their transcript. My little girl. Okay, let me just tell you quickly. Yes, and I like to. You know how we Liberian, when the children are not, we call everybody. We say we call in there to pray. That time we don't go our knees and talk to God by ourselves and keep the children privacy. We call all our friends to pray for them. When they do go, you talk about it, they say you're bragging. But you want the whole community, you want the church to pray for the child, to know what the child doing. You want the child on drugs, you want everybody to join you and pray. You don't want to take all your clothes at the mother and lay down on your stomach and pray for that child. Okay? You as the community leader, you as the friends, you don't see the children and say, you know what? I'm just calling, I'm not asking questions. I'm joining my voice for you to pray for your child because that child is the child of the community. It becomes something to insult the parents of. But let me say y'all today, Liberian people, I'm veering off a little bit because I just talked about David. Let me veer off a little bit and talk about this. When I see a Liberian woman, okay, get on Facebook and tell you this is show business. When I see a mother or a father insulting people and their children, okay, I'm ashamed of you. no amounts of money in this world, especially I live in the United States. I was educated in this country that I can feed myself, even at my age, if I need to work 3 jobs with dignity. Even let me tell you something. My big sister got a restaurant here. They called the Village, Sis Kuma. If you're in the Lawrenceville area, please go there and eat. Sis Kuma. When I used to have some time on my hand, I will go there in the kitchen and wash the dishes. She said, oh, and our president in the community, she says, yeah, I've already got me a second master's. She said, you will come. I said, yeah, you might be sis, and this is our community. Go there and wash the dishes. Go there, work the floor for her. I don't mind. If I come to your house and you know me, and how you call it, I will get in the kitchen, I will cook, I will clean, I will cook. Because that's how my mother taught me. There's no pride in this. We say, where I come from, there's no woman stranger. I come to your house, your wife in the kitchen, I will join her to cook. If she cooking, I will clean up. Unless she says she don't want me. Even if she don't, I'll force myself that way. So we don't take all our clothes and say, you know what? I will pray for the community. That child, if that child, you know how we see where the boy David in Canada, all jumping that Liberian. Timothy, we are that Liberian. I see some people say, oh, Timothy, we are now playing for Liberia. He playing for this, so that. For me, he's a Liberian. The Paul Liberian. He got Liberian running through his blood. When you see somebody child, okay, you pray for them. We don't. Let me say to you, you didn't do anything extra. Let me tell you something about me. I grew up here in Georgia. I live in maybe almost 3 homes. Okay? 3 of my own. An apartment, a house, and this house that I've been in for 20 some more years. The last 2 of my kids have been here. They were born in this house. Literally. All right? So it's not a changed location. I have not. We moved here when this place was village. I went to college in Georgia. Undergrad in Georgia. Okay? Now, my kids see me work. My kids see me go to school. My kids see me get in the kitchen and cook, clean up their room, work, show them how to clean up, get up Saturday morning with them, clean the house, wash the floor. That's what my mother taught me. We used to get up Saturday, wash the whole patio, because all we learn, like, we're that dusty place. You come on the patio, wash the floor, wash the patio, wipe the library. Yes, we have a library in our house. We did. Okay. Wipe the walls, cut the grass, water the flower. Okay. And I always told people, if your child listen to you, then challenge you, follow all the processes, and they will. Tell your God, thank you. It's grace. If your child went through all the ranks, we say in the Makante, it does not matter when you do your victory dance. Some people do it before they go to war. Some people go to war and come back and have their victory dance. The right way to do it is to go to war, come back, then have your victory dance. But some people will do it in reverse. Some people will spend their early year, make all of the mess. President Obama told you what he did. Smoke weed, got in trouble. But one person here, people tell the story and rise above. And I hear Liberian women cutting each other out. Somebody, I think 3 years ago, there was somebody on Facebook I was really close to. Would come to my house, I'll fly to their house. And one day I look on Facebook and the person tagged me and say, I'm coming for you next, after insulting somebody they were close to. I unfriend them. A lot of people started calling the person and say so and so. I was under the person, and the person said, I'm surprised that yesterday I just did this. You don't threaten me. The mere fact that it came from your mouth. I was in Liberia during the war. The people who put gun in my mouth, the people who put me and my family at gunpoint, the people who came to our house to try to raid us and all of our lives. The people who pack up my uncle then put them in the back of the truck and carry them on the airfield, they were family. I would call them family because they were our neighbors. They knew us. We grew up with them. We watched TV with them. We celebrated Christmas with them. We celebrated Thanksgiving with them. We watched Vic Morris together, Chuck Norris together, Joe, the American soldier together. That was those people. Some I went to school with. So no, I don't take threat lightly. For somebody to conceive a thought and come on social media and pronounce it, no, I don't deal with you. I will not deal with you. I don't care where you are. You can have diamond on you. I will not deal with you. Okay? Have I forgiven you? Yes. Do I hate you? No. I will love you from a distance, but I'm not going to deal with you. That is just me. That's how I learned that. Okay? They say, show me who you are. Show me your friends, and I will show you who you are. You're not my friend. You see, Dr. Richardson? We don't agree all of the time. We can have like heated argument. Sometimes we can be on the phone for hours. But you know what? When we call the next day, we talk about it. She's an intelligent, educated woman. So am I. And we have belief system. Sometimes our belief collide. Sometimes it clash. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because if I agree with all of the time, that means I'm not thinking. If she agrees with me all of the time, that means she is not thinking. You will always catch me in my house. Always. If you see me, if I'm out, you will see me on Facebook. I go out, I socialize for a few minutes with people that I respect, or as a community organizer and as a community leader, as somebody who grew up in this, and I watch children grow. Today, one of my kids, my niece, is a big old celebrity. She's filming in Hollywood, telling the story of culture in this country. These are kids that I used to take to exploration of antiquity, around from church, pick them up and take them. These are kids that I mentor. I used to be a mentor for the Miss Libeira in Georgia, teach them how to walk, teach them how to compose themselves and have a conversation. I love my people. I love the country. My time here is over. Liberia, if we want change, it cannot be situational. It cannot be this is our time. Okay. I have one short video that I wanted to play from this weekend. Hopefully I can play it and I will call it a day. This weekend, which really saddened me. All right. I saw what's his name? Alexander Cummings. I saw Alexander Cummings in is this Sonny Wen, one of the boroughs, talking to young people. Yeah, talking to young people. And it hurt my heart. This is our nation. Y'all remember when we saw that picture with the young people coming from in the house, this broken house, and they said they were on drugs and all of that, and we were all there, right there. Y'all remember that? And people were saying, I don't know if the video is still on Facebook or they took it down. Okay, but let me get my YouTube stuff here really quickly and put the link. Then I will go ahead and continue. I will go here. Yes, you're there. Please subscribe to my YouTube. I would really appreciate it if you would do that. Okay. Now, yeah. Okay, here we are. I will put this under the link here. So this is the YouTube right here beneath. Please go ahead and use it. But let me go ahead and play this really quickly for you. All right. And I'm going to do this YouTube right here, right now. I'm going to pin it. so we all can see it. All right. Um, so if you are there, please go ahead and share the video as I go back here and pull this up. So Alexander Cummings went out this week to on Tuesday. So he visited the least among us. For me, that was okay. The least among us. Okay. I don't particularly like the 2025, 2029. I don't particularly, it should not be that. All right, because I know Liberia. How do we help these children? How does the government intervene? Yes, it is the government that can do that. Everybody's saying the government can do, yes. The government has the paycheck. The government have our pay, our resources, have our taxes. They are in charge of everything that the nation owns. It is the responsibility. It is. No nation has changed his status without the government taking the lead, especially in a country like Liberia that is unitary. We say in government, when we're teaching government, unitary government is the mother of all dictatorship. Although we say it's democracy, but the power is vested in a few persons. We elect 105 people, okay? 103 in the legislature, the president and the vice president, the 105. The vice president of Liberia has over 5,000, in fact, over 4,000 appointed position. Yes, somebody will tell you 500. It is not 500. Okay. You think about all of the cities, those are superintendents that he appoints. And the all of the municipals in Liberia, in all 15 counties, he also appoints them. He appoints the judges. You think about that, okay? And the justice of the peace. He appoints all of the ministers and the assistant ministers and the deputy ministers. You put those together and make the list. They're not 500. They are over 4,000. You know, I pay attention to this when Bwaka have won. And I have gone to Washington and smell office were asking, how does a little country like this have that much position for one person? This is a dictatorship because power is really not in the hands of the people. If I was superintendent and before Ellen, our city mayor used to be voted for. We need, Liberian people say, do did this, do did that. Let's agree, do did all of this. Why are you using the constitution that do use, that you were against? Why are you using it? Why are you using why are you using it? Why are you using that 1986 constitution? Why did you not take the recommendation of the TRC to redo and decentralize the nation so that you think if Donald Trump had appointed the mayor of New York, the governor of New York, of Georgia, you think would be where we're standing today? You think? You think? Especially those of you who live in the United States, who live in the diaspora, and you support that because it suits you at this point. But when other people were in charge, you have problem with that. You wanted war and economic crimes court. You wanted the superintendent to be elected by the people. You want the government that were close to the people, that were answerable to the people. You wanted the city mayor to be and elected. All of a sudden, you don't want that. You want a small government. You don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. I'd like to say thank you to Alexander Cummings. But here is the problem. When we are running for president, we are out with these same children. Tuesday, I will pull everything together and I will do that. Wait, Molu were in this place promising these children rehabilitation, education abroad. To come back, they will have position. Joseph Walker did the same promise. What's different? What is the plan? That's what I'd like to know. How do we change our nation? My time is over here. Let me play. I will end with this. This is Alexander Cummings in the borough talking to our people. This is where the future of Liberia looks like. I'm not talking about your few little children where you're prepping, okay? And they're acting that they're better, just like Liberia is divided. Oh, I went to MC. No, I don't hate anybody, okay? Let me just tell you the truth. I didn't go to one of those, but guess what? God has been good to me. He saw my plight and he was merciful to me. So I'm gracious, but everybody may not have my grace. Now let's play this.
So how was it? So you enjoy the program, right? So what will be your message to come back in the next time, or are you telling to help most people the next election? So will you let people come out for the election? No. Oh, you love the speech. It was powerful. So you want Wakumi to come out under now? Are you going to vote Wakumi? Yes.